You start again. Okay. We're recording?
Do you want to be seen on camera, or
I don't really care.
it's rolling?
All right. So, hey everybody. We're working on equipment exam number 2 today. So the purpose of equipment exam number 2 is there's going to be some point where somebody's going to mess around with some camera settings, and if you don't know what you're doing, then you're going to be messed up because you said, oh, well, some reason I can't zoom in or I can't zoom out, or the colors look all off, or whatever. So the purpose of this is to show you all those little settings that could get messed up and show you how to fix them. So it's more of a troubleshooting, or when a whole bunch of things go wrong type of exercise, because at some point things will go wrong and you need to be ready. So and I'm just going to go through the list, and you'll have the same thing for your test. The study version has stuff in parentheses. It tells you what the settings should be. On the test, you won't actually have things in parentheses to give you a guide. You'll just have to remember it. So first thing, your SD card. So, and Tim, if you need me to do something to make it, better or whatever, let me know. So, on your SD card, there's a record mode and there's a save mode. So when you have it, this little tab pushed down, it's on save mode. So that means you will not be able to record. When you have it lifted up, it's going to be, you can use it. So whether you see a little lock system, a little lock icon or not on your SD card, it's still universal. Up, record, down, save. Now I'm going to switch this to down, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you try to record and when your SD card is on save mode. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And when I press record, it says record inhibited. And when we do it one more, I'm gonna do it one more time so you can see. It'll say record inhibited, meaning I can't record on this SD card the way it is. So if I wanted to fix that, then I move the tab so that it now it's on the record mode. Put it back in, and I'm going to press the record button again, and you see the red REC, that means it's recording. So that's how you deal with that. Now, all of these problems you will have on your equipment exam. So SD cards will be locked, stuff will be out of focus, you won't be able to zoom in and zoom out. All that's going to happen. So the next thing, the record hold switch. Now what that is, and normally on this camera on most of the cameras the battery pack is located right here, but on the record hold switch, this prevents you from recording. Now this is another one of the record buttons. So the reason why this is here, so if when I put it on hold, when I press the record button, it will not record. Okay? Now, the reason why it's like that in the first place is if I'm doing like a low angle shot and I'm doing some zooming in and zooming out, because I do have zoom controls here, I don't want to accidentally stop recording, or I don't want to accidentally start recording when I don't want to. So the record hold switch is there for that particular reason. So on your exam, I may have this set to hold, and you'll just have to switch it to record, but that's the purpose of the record hold switch. So moving on. Recognizing when zoom servo switch is on manual. What does that mean? That means when you are zooming in and zooming out, okay? Normally, you can toggle these two switches, okay? Now, there is an option for manual control over the zoom. Now, this is located, and you probably won't be able to see this, but there's a switch right here on the front of the camera. and it says zoom and it says servo, or is it? Sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Servo and manual. Sorry. So servo is how you do it with the two switches that you can adjust. On manual, I'm gonna switch it to manual now. And when I do that, these buttons here no longer work. Okay? Let me show you from another angle. So maybe if you can see the screen, and Tim, can you adjust it so that you can see my fingers and see the screen? So when I do this,
Turn it that way just a little bit.
this way.
Other way. Okay.
Okay. So when I do this, you notice I'm not zooming in and out anymore. So if you have that problem, it's because you have it set to manual instead of servo. Okay. So what you do in order to fix, oh, and if you do want it like that, the way that you zoom in, you press, well, not press, but you twist this part of the lens. Okay, I'm gonna do it from another angle so you can see it. Hopefully, you just basically twist this part right here, and that is how you are able to zoom. Okay. And if whatever camera you're working on doesn't have this little knob here, you can still twist that part of the lens and be able to zoom in and zoom out. So you may want that if you want to, if you feel like the zoom speed is too fast or too slow, you can manually control it. So that's what that is for. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this back from manual to servo. And next thing, the low lux button, okay? Now, the reason why we have this low lux button is that it just automatically shoots the gain up, okay? And when that happens, if you're in a low light situation, it helps you to see better, but it also creates more speckles. So, most cases you don't want to use this, okay? The low lux button is right here, and I'm going to try and angle it so that when I press this button, you'll be able to see what happens on screen. So what will happen on screen, you'll see kind of like, I don't know if you can see, can you see the screen? Okay. So that's because the reason why it looks like that is because the brightness got boosted so much. So, and I'm gonna adjust the lighting so you can get a better idea. Yeah, I think that works. So you can get a better idea of what happens. So this image here is going to look brighter, but you're going to see a lot more speckles in it. So I'm just going to press that, and you see it looks brighter, but if you were able to see it a little bit more detailed, let's see if I can. Okay, can you still see? Like this part where you can see part of the, I don't know what that is, but it's all speckly, okay? That's because of the low lux, that's because of the gain that was boosted. So I'm gonna go ahead and deactivate it. It's gonna get darker, but all those speckles are gonna be gone. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the lights back on. Zacchaeus, are you following on? Okay. So yeah, now you see it's smooth, I'd say richer image. Optical image stabilization, now, or also known as OIS. I suggest you keep this on at all times. It's not super duper powerful. It's not like, anyway, I was going to mention something that you guys don't know about. But for the button for optical image stabilization is right here. Okay, it says OIS/2. And when you press that, there's going to be a little hand icon. Look at my fingernails. All right, when you press that, there's going to be a little hand icon that pops up right about here on the screen, okay? So I'm going to press that. You see it's like a little hand with parentheses, kind of like a little wavy thing. What that does is it just helps your shot be a little bit more stable if you're shouldering it or if you're just holding it on your hand and you don't have a tripod. Now, I'll always suggest, at least for your level where you are right now, use a tripod, okay? Don't go around trying to just whip a camera around. So the optical image stabilization just helps you to have a more steady shot. So, and it might kill maybe 5 minutes of your total battery, so I say just go ahead and keep it on all the time. And for your test, I will have you you will have to turn on the optical image stabilization. So, yeah. Oh, let me say one more thing about the test. I'm gonna have, yeah, follow these like, like say focus assist off and zebra stripes off. Now, for the test, I'm giving you kind of like a general all-purpose setup, go out and be able to shoot pretty much anything under any conditions type setup. That doesn't mean that it's right in 100% of the situations, but it's going to be right in, let's just say 85% of the situations, so like automatic focus and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, moving back to the form. Switching from auto to manual focus. So, on the side here, you have a thing that says focus. When it's lifted all the way up to the top, that's autofocus, okay? When you move it down just one notch, that's manual, okay? Now, on autofocus, it automatically kind of decides what you want to focus on. On manual,